For all the hate that Brad Holmes gets, all the backlash he's getting for reaching for Jahmyr Gibbs in the second round, which, by the way, he was told immediately after he took him that the New England, we was coming to get him. But you ain't taking him, we were. See, this is conversations that these GMs aren't going to have before the draft. This is why now you see why Brad Holmes plays everything close to the chest. But I got to give Brad Holmes his flowers. Let me tell you why. Brad Holmes did something that he has never done. Okay? He has taken a linebacker higher than the 4th round. Check that off the list. He has also drafted a quarterback. Check that off the list. 2 of them. He took an undrafted quarterback. Check that off the list. Now, unless he drafts, the quote that I used to use was, Brad Holmes doesn't value linebackers high. Well, obviously he does. Maybe it was just a matter of how you built the team. He was building the team the way that he saw fit. I think Gibbs is a day one starter. He's what Brad wanted from Swift. There's no doubt. Josh, it ain't no way you're going to be picked number 12 and not be a starter unless you're Jameson Williams. That's the only way. By the way, Brad Holmes have a man crush on Jameson Williams. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Jameson Williams can, outside of something that would get him canceled immediately, some legal matter that you can't run away from, Jameson Williams ain't going nowhere. So everybody talking about trade him, cutting him, that ain't happening. Jameson Williams will be on this team until he's not. Brad Holmes loves Jameson Williams. It almost seems like he's kind of making excuses for him in a way. But he going to be here, so he ain't going nowhere. Also, just real quick, Lamar Jackson, thank God, that's all over with. That is all over with. And I heard a rumor today that in the next 15 months, which is ironically before or right at the end, no, wait a minute. 15 months would be before next season. Not this season, but before next season, that the Detroit Lions are entertaining a Jared Goff extension. Ooh. How does that make y'all feel? Some of y'all just threw up a little bit in your mouth. So Brad Holmes don't give a care what you think, what I think, or anybody else. And guess what? When we get that playoff win and we get that division title and we get that conference game appearance, maybe win, and we get that Super Bowl appearance, you ain't going to remember none of this. And you ain't going to care. What I saw from Brad Holmes over the weekend is he does not care. And this, I put this on Twitter, this might be what he meant. If you look in the draft room, they got a whole mural on one of the walls that says villain. Like they are really running with this thing. This is what Brad Holmes meant by being a villain. Extending Jared Goff potentially. Drafting Jahmyr Gibbs. Trading away DeAndre Swift. Drafting Jack Campbell. Both reaches in the first round according to the pros, according to the fan base. And he did not care. And neither will you when Jahmyr Gibbs shakes somebody out their shoes and runs and nobody catches him. Because that's what's going to happen, people. You talking about a safety valve for Jared Goff? Oh, man. That's going to be something. Bijan can be the best running back in the league next season. I wish people would really pay attention to what Ork has been saying. We look for very specific things. They look for more than talent. Thank you, AD. That's what I've been saying. I said it in yesterday's video on Detroit Lions Syndicate. It's not all. We got a lot of guys who aren't the best at what they do, but they step up when they need to. Our whole team is essentially full of rejects. If you think about our team, y'all. Think about the Detroit Lions and our team. It's pretty much the rejects. We got a rejected quarterback who was traded away for a guy that he was 7 years younger than. That team wins the Super Bowl the very next year. We got a guy who was hurt, and because he was hurt, and we haven't even talked about Hendon Hooker. Come on, man. Jack Campbell is super slow. He's this, he's that. He shouldn't have gone in the first round. Even our undrafted rookie free agents, Chase Cota, the running back, Israel. I'm telling you, man, this team, I am more excited now than I ever was between January 8th and April 27th. I am stoked, man. If I could fast forward to summer, I would. Because this team is going to do things coming up this year.